Hello, my name is Sung Pui Yee and this is the presentation of my final artwork. So the first thing that I would like to talk about is my title of the artwork. This is Mindset, with size 30 cm height and 27 cm length. I used different materials including clay, newspapers, tapes, glue, acrylics, iron wire, styrofoam, and dry abrasive papers. So this is my mind map on developing the idea of my final project, how to present the positive and negative mindset by creating a human head sculpture. Each element represents different ideas. For example, the flower represents good humanity and positive mindset, and the iron wire represents the damage of negative mindset and attitude. These are some of my sketches on the process on creating the final look. I want to use mixed media to present how complicated our mindset and thoughts are. Here are my reference artists. I have found sculpture artists all over the world, tried to get inspiration from artists who based on different cultural backgrounds, including Daniel, Mark, Johnson, Swan, and Darius. So I have chosen two artists' reference which inspired me the most. The first one is Daniel Alashem. His conic aesthetics revolves around his concept of fictional archaeology. His creations crystallizes ambiguous in-between spaces or situations, and further stages what he prefers to as future relics of the present. How can Daniel's work inspire me on doing my final artwork? I am inspired by his exposure to nature's power to destroy what humanity has built. Also, his story behind all of his white and gray in color works, which is his story of color blindness. Only can see 20% of colors. Moreover, he considers negative space as a design choice. The other artist is Johnson Zhang. He is a Hong Kong sculptor specializing in ceramics, stainless steel sculpture, and public artwork. His works mostly employ realist sculptural techniques accompanied by surrealist imaginations, integrating the two elements, human beings and objects, into creative themes. How can Johnson's work inspire me on doing my final artwork? I am exploring myself on how he can explore the usage of ceramics that we didn't think before, and also his imagination on mixing different elements on ceramics in order to present the idea of human beings and struggle with human relationships. So, the next part is the working processing and timeline. The first step is molding, creating the human head-sized clay, and add up styrofoam on the left side in order to plop in iron wire later. After drying for 2 days, the sculpture appeared different shapes of scars on the surface, but I think those scars can represent my ideas in a better way and represent the effect of bad mindset, self-injury. Next is frosting the surface. This step can make the surface of the sculpture become more smooth. When I finish frosting, dust will be produced, so I used a simple makeup brush to peel off dust on the surface. The next step is coloring. I colored 2 times because the color I tuned on the first time is too pink, and I was overlapping too much acrylics, and it peeled off and appeared the white surface of the clay. Then I added iron wires into my sculpture. I randomly twisted wires into different shapes and alternated them to cross around, to present the usual messy thoughts inside our mind. Besides, I also twisted one wire into the shape of mind letters alternated in the scar near its mouth, to present my idea of how our thoughts and mindsets connecting with human behavior. At last, I inserted flowers and soil into the hole on the right side on its head. Buying flowers and plants to fill in the right side of the head, I brought different colors and sizes in order to produce a positive atmosphere and a more colorful and abundant picture for my works. This is the final look of my work. Finally, this is the conclusion of this artwork. I would like to share my statements of my work. The theme of my final work is mindset. The main message which I want to express is keeping an open and positive mind is very important for our growth. We should not stagnate by a fixed mind in order to succeed. What I would like to present in my final artwork are the ideas of there are a lot of different thoughts and imaginations will be generated inside our mind. Usually, we might think that bad thoughts will produce a negative attitude for us to live. However, there are also elements which push us to improve ourselves. The same logic of failure is the seed of success and growth. Besides, we need to accept that no one is perfect. As our mind says, everyone will have their struggle period with a fixed or negative mindset, and we will get growth when we pass through it. I have chosen to put the artwork as an installation in the park near my home. I know we are worried about the COVID-19 since February. Everyone is trying to take a break without the mask. Therefore, I chose the park because there were used to be crowded elderly and children play and chill out in the park, which provide us a place to breathe fresh air but not jams. I hope we can get back to normal life soon. Be healthy once again. Besides, we are full of worried and threatened emotionally right now. I wish one day we can fill in the other side of head full of flowers, not iron wires, and twisting with messy nor negative thoughts. And this is the end of my presentation. Thank you.